Good morning, students. Today, let us learn on how to access and slice data frame. The method of accessing and slicing data frame table is same as that of Panda series. The three primary methods for selecting columns from data frames are use the dot notation or use square brackets or ILOC methods. Now let us have a look on how to select columns of data frame. First of all, we have to create a data frame. We can create a data frame either using lists or dictionary. So here we are creating a data frame using dictionary. As you can see, we have the dictionary name D with two columns, months and days. Months represents the months of the year. All these are the months of the years, and days are the total number of days for each month. After creating the dictionary, we then print that dictionary. So the output will be in the form of dictionary. The months and days, these will be in the form of dictionary. Remember, these are the two columns for our dictionary. Next, after that, we will pass this dictionary into a data frame. So here, this is the line for converting the dictionary into a data frame. Using the data frame constructor, we are passing the dictionary D and our data frame name is DF. Now when we print this data frame DF, we will get the output for months and days in the form of index and values. So that is how to convert the dictionary into data frame. Now let us have a look at the output. Here we have the output. As you can see, this is for printing or displaying dictionary. Now the months, the days are in the form of a dictionary. Next, this dictionary is being converted into data frame and we are printing that data frame. Now you can see here the data frame are in the forms of columns, whereby the first column indicates the index. Next are the elements. So here these are the indexes from 0 till 11. Since there are 12 months, so these are the index. And these are the values for the indexes. Here January with 31st and Feb with 28. These are the values for the index 0 and 1 respectively. So this is how we create dictionary and then convert that into a data frame. Simply by passing the parameter, that means the name of the dictionary, into the constructor data frame. Now since our data frame is ready, let us try to select the columns from that data frame. The first method that we will use is using a dot notation. Example, the data frame name dot column name. So here, let me write a few lines of codes to explain to you how to do or how to select columns using a dot notation. Here, let me just write a statement indicating that this line is the beginning for selecting the columns using a dot notation. So here we are displaying months. That means the one of the column of our data frame. Since we have only two columns, months and days, here I would like to print first the column months. We will not print both the columns but only one column. So to do that, we are specifying the column name. DF here is the name of the data frame dot column name. So column name here is months. Then after that, we will do for days also, but for now I am showing you to do for the months only using the dot notation. So students, this is how we select columns from data frame. It is very simple. So if you use this method, you have to remember that first you have to write the data frame name dot column name. So now let us have a look at this output of this program. Here you can see the first is the dictionary. We are printing the dictionary. Then this is the original data frame. whereby there are two columns, the months and the days. Now let us have a look at the data frame whereby we select only the months. Now as you can see here, these are the months. There are no number of days here. We did not display the column days. That's why only the months are being displayed here. So students, as simple as that, you just write the data frame name dot column name, and then you will get the output as per your requirements. So if your data frame includes so many columns and you want to display only one column, then you can use this dot notation. Now let us have a look with the second method, whereby you can use the square bracket in order to access or select the column of your data frame. Now here also let us access the column months. So let me name our data frame as df2. So df2 is the data frame for accessing using square brackets. You can give any name, but I'm just giving here df2. So this is the command for accessing the columns from the data frame. So now let me print the data frame df2. So here in line number 12, you can see that it is for selecting columns using square brackets. So now let me just write here, just to show to you that from this line, it is for selecting column using square bracket. So using square bracket. This is the second method for selecting columns or accessing and slicing the data frame. So here our data frame name is df2 and we are printing df2. As simple as that. These are the few lines of codes for the second method. Now let us have a look at the output of the program. So here we have the output. You can compare the output and you will notice that we have the similar output, but the method of accessing them are different. In the first, this is the output for accessing columns using dot notation, whereas here we have the output after accessing the columns using the square brackets. So now that we have done with the first two methods, let us now try to learn how to access column using the third method, which is using numeric indexing and the ILOC selector. So here you can see that the last method that we use is using the square brackets. So now let me just copy this line of code. Here we are displaying the months using the ILOC selector. So I'll rub this and then I'll edit this line. So here now I'll write using numeric indexing. So now let me write the command for accessing the columns using numeric indexing and ILOC selector. So here df is the name of our data frame, the original data frame, not df2, and ILOC. I stands for integer and should indicate that this selection expects a numerical position. So our numerical position here are 0 and 1. 0 means months and 1 means days. So here we are selecting both the columns, months and days. As you can see here in the output, this data frame that we are selecting using numeric indexing is same as that of the original data frame, whereby both the columns are being displayed. This is because the index 0 indicates months and 1 indicates days. So the original data frame also have got two columns, months and days. Now let us try to access only one column from the original data frame. So we have to change this code whereby the numerical position we have to specify for the required column. So in order to access only the column months, then we have to remove the index for days from this line of codes. But before that, let me tell you here that DF stands for our data frame. ILOC is the numeric indexing selector, and I stands for integer and should indicates that this selection expects a numerical position specification that both for specifying the rows and the column area. Here the columns represents all rows of the data frame, and the 0 and 1 represents the column numbers. In our example, 0 for months and 1 for days. So now that we don't want the column days in the output, so we have to remove the index 1. So here I am removing 1 and leaving 0 since the index for months is 0. Now you can check the output here. Now using numeric indexing, only the months are being displayed. There are no number of days here because we select only the column months. So my dear students, in this video we have learned the 3 methods for selecting columns of a data frame. The first method we learn is using a dot notation, whereby you need to specify the data frame name dot column name. The next method is using square brackets, whereby you need to specify the column names inside square brackets. After that, we use the numeric indexing, whereby you need to specify the rows and the number of columns that you want to access. One more index-based indexing is the LOC. LOC is a label-based indexing and gets rows or columns with a particular labels from the index. Here, the label name is months. So instead of specifying the index number, that means the position number in numericals, we can use it as labels. So here we are selecting only months. As you can see in the output, it is displaying only months. So instead of writing the position number 0, we are writing it in the form of label months. So this is how we display labels of data frame. If you compare the output of all these 3 methods, all are similar. The difference is the methods that you use. These are the 3 methods that we learned in this video. So my dear students, keep in mind on how you want to access the columns of your data frame.